Hi everyone, today we are going to be adding and subtracting fractions and mixed numbers. So I'm just going to give you a quick tutorial on how to do each of those. Okay, first of all, we are going to be adding fractions, and I'm going to show this to you visually first of all. Okay, so say for example our calculation, our fraction calculation was 2/5 add 4/5. Okay, so we would show that visually by having a shape or an object split into fifths, and then we take our first fraction and we shade in that fraction of that it's demonstrating. So there's our 2/5, and then we need to add 4 more fifths to that. So we're going to add 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, and there's our 4th fifth. So it's going to be on its own. So therefore 2/5 add 4/5 will equal 6/5, because that's how many we've shaded in all together. However, this is an improper fraction, so this could be turned into a mixed number. So this would be the same as 1 whole and 1/5. Okay guys, right, but in year 6 we are going to be adding fractions with different denominators. So we need to find a common multiple between our two denominators. So my first question here says a half, add 9/12. So I need to find a common multiple between 2 and 12. So a number that's in the 2 times table and the 12 times table. Well, luckily here, 12 is in both of those times tables. So therefore, we will only need to convert or find an equivalent fraction for a half. So I need to turn that half into 12ths. So to do 2 times what is 12? Well, 2 times 6 is 12. So therefore, whatever I do to the denominator, I must do to the numerator. So then 1 times 6 is 6. So a half is equivalent to 6/12. And then I can add my 9/12, which gives me 15/12. So this is an improper fraction, so I can turn this into a mixed number. So that would be the same as 1 whole and 3/12. Okay, next calculation here, I've got 5/9 add 3/4. Well, this one, the denominators are not the same, and you would have to convert both of them. So we would need to find a common multiple. So which multiple is in both the 9 times table and the 4 times table? So I'm going to go through my 9s until I get to a number I know that's in the 4 times table. So 9, 18, 27, 36. I know 36 is in the 4 times table. So that is our common multiple between the two denominators. So I need to first of all convert the first fraction and then the second fraction. So 9 times something is 36. Well, 9 times 4 is 36. So I know my denominator is obviously going to be 36. And then I need to do 5 times 4, which is 20. And then I know my next fraction, the denominator is 36, because I'm trying to get them together to be the same. So 4 times what is 36? Well, 4 times 9 is 36. So therefore 3 times 9 is 27. Okay, then so I've got 20/36 add 27/36. And then that would be 47/36. Again, it's an improper fraction, so we can write a mixed number, so that would be the same as 1 whole and 11/36. Okay, this time we are going to be adding fractions, but with mixed numbers. So this is going to be really important that we understand how to convert from a mixed number to an improper fraction. Okay, so our first one says 2 3/4 add 1 1/8. So the first thing we're going to need to do is convert them into improper fractions. So I can see that this 2 here would be the same as 8/4. Okay, because 1 whole would be 4/4. So 2 wholes is 8/4. And then I can do my 8/4 add 3/4, which would be 11/4. So that is my first improper fraction from my mixed number. Now looking at my second mixed number, I know that this 1 whole would be 8/8, and then I need to add that 1/8 to it, which would be 9/8. But unfortunately, our denominators are not the same, so we need to convert one of them to make the denominators the same, and I'm going to convert this one into 8ths, and I can do that by multiplying it by 2 or doubling. So I know that that would be the same as 22/8. Okay, so now I can do 22/8 add 9/8 is going to be 31/8. So I could leave it as an improper fraction, but I think it's pretty good to turn it back into a mixed number. So I need to use my 8 times table here. So 8, 16, 24. Oh, I can't use 32 because that's more than what I've got. So that means it's 3 wholes, and then 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. So that would be 7/8 left. So from our original calculation, 2 3/4 add 1 1/8 is the same as 3 7/8. Okay, moving on to our next calculation. Again, we need to turn them into improper fractions first. So this 3, I know that this fraction is in fifths, so therefore I need to turn that whole number into fifths. So 5, 10, 15, so that would be the same as 15/5. Plus my 4/5, so I know that that is going to be 19/5, and I'm going to add that, and I'm going to work out my next one. So my 2 wholes, this one this time is split into tenths, so therefore 10, 20, so that two wholes there is going to be 20/10. And then we've got our 3/10 left, so need to add that on. So that would mean we have got 23/10 altogether. Okay, so now again, I don't have the same denominators, so I need to convert one of them or both of them if the question needs to. So in this case, I only need to convert the first one, and again, I only need to double it because 5 times 2 is 10. So I can turn my fifths into tenths by multiplying by 2. So that would give us 38/10. And then I can do 38 add 23, which would give me 61. So I've got 61/10. So I'm still working with tenths. Again, it's an improper fraction, so I'm going to turn it into a mixed number. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So I've got 6 wholes and 1/10 left over. Okay, this time we're going to be moving on to subtracting fractions. Okay, so showing it to you visually, we would have, if the question was 2 wholes, subtract 4/5. I can see I've got 2 wholes here, both split into fifths. So I would need to take some segments out. So I'm going to do that by crossing them out. So my 2 wholes here, and I'm going to subtract 4/5. 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5. Okay, so now I need to look at what I've got left. I've still got a whole left, and I've still got 1/5 left. So that would leave me with 1 whole and 1/5. And again, this is a mixed number. This can be an improper fraction also. This would be the same as 6/5. Okay, again, we're going to look at some other questions where we can try and do this mentally, but we must make sure that our denominators are the same. That is crucial for today's learning. Okay, so our first one, 3/4 subtract 2/12. So I've got here, my denominators are not the same, but I know that 12 is in the 4 times table. So again, our common multiple will be 12. So I need to convert this fraction or find an equivalent one. Okay, so 4 times something is 12, 4 times 3 is 12, so that means our denominator is 12, and then our numerator will be 9, because 3 multiplied by 3 is 9. So 9/12 subtract 2/12, that is 7/12. Okay, our next calculation, we need to find a common multiple, so a number that's in both the 6 times table and the 4 times table. So 6, 12. Again, 12 is in the 6 times table and 12 is in the 4 times table. So our common multiple here, again, is 12, but I need to convert both fractions this time. So 6 times something is 12, or 6 times 2 is 12. So that would give me 10 twelfths. So whatever I do to the denominator, I do to the numerator. And then 4 times 3 is also 12. So I'm going to be subtracting. So 4 times 3 is 12. So that would be 6 twelfths. Okay, so then I can do 10 twelfths, subtract 6 twelfths, which is the same as 4 twelfths. Okay, I could simplify this also because 4 and 12 are both in the 4 times table, so I could divide both of them by 4, which would leave me with 1/4. So looking at that original fraction, 5/6 subtract 2/4, it's actually the same as a quarter. Okay, so now we're going to be subtracting with some mixed numbers. So again, like we did with the addition, we need to make sure that those mixed numbers are converted into improper fractions first. So looking at my first calculation, I can see that both of my denominators are thirds, so I'm not going to need to do any converting, which is great. I just need to convert into improper fractions. So 2 wholes as thirds. So 1 whole would be 3/3. So 2 wholes is the same as 6/3. So I know then plus my 1/3 is going to be 7/3. So that whole mixed number as an improper fraction is 7/3. Okay, then my second one here, my 1 whole, that's going to be the same as 3/3, plus my 1/3 is going to be 4/3. So I'm ending up with 7/3, subtract 4/3, which is going to be 3/3. Oh, that's cool. So that's the same as 1 whole. So 2 and 1/3, subtract 1 and 1/3 is the same as 1 whole. Okay, second calculation here. I've got 3 and 3/9, subtract 1 and 2/6. So I can see here my denominators are different, so I'm going to have to convert them a little bit later, but I need to find my improper fractions first. Okay, so my first fraction is in ninths. So 1 whole would be 9/9, 2 wholes would be 18/9, and 3 wholes is 27/9. Add on my 3/9 that I've got there as well would be 30/9. And I'm going to work out my other one now. So I can see it's 1 whole and it's split into 6ths. So that would be the same as 6/6. Okay, plus my 2/6 will be 8/6. So I can see here that my denominators are different. So I need to find a common multiple and convert them into fractions that have the same denominator. So a number that is in both the 9 times table and the 6 times table. Well, I know that is going to be 18. So I'm going to have to convert them into 18ths. So 9 multiplied by something is 18. That is 2. So this fraction is going to be the same as 60/18. And then I'm going to be subtracting. So 6 multiplied by something is 18. 6 multiplied by 3 is 18. So 8 multiplied by 3, 8, 16, 24. So I'm going to do 60/18 subtract 24/18. And that, if I'm using my mental calculation, so I subtract the 20 first, which would give me 40, and then subtract the 4 is going to be 36. So that's the same as 36/18. It's still an improper fraction. It's up to you whether you want to convert it back into a mixed number, but I can see here that 18 add 18 is 36. So this would equal the whole number of 2. Okay guys, it's now time for you to crack on with your star activity. You either need to choose 1 star, 2 star, 3 star and complete it in your purple exercise book. See you soon. Bye.